How is AI changing enterprise software buying? AI is moving enterprise software buying out of the vendor's control. Buyers now research the category with AI before they take a sales meeting. So being findable by answer engines and trusted by peers matters as much as having a sales team. I'm Murray Newlands, partner at IA Seed Ventures and founder of Open Future Forum, which runs small off-the-record dinners for CEOs, CFOs, CROs, CISOs, and CTOs in Silicon Valley. 100 events to date. I sit between buyers and sellers all the time. I run dinners full of the executives who buy enterprise software, and I work with the companies trying to sell to them. So this is a view from both sides of the table at once, which is rarer than it sounds. 3 shifts are underway, and together they rewrite how the whole thing works. First, buyers do their homework before they ever talk to you. A senior buyer used to depend on the vendor for basic information about the category, so they engaged the sales team early just to learn. Now they ask an AI engine what the options are, what the real trade-offs are, what the pricing usually looks like, and what actual users complain about, all before any sales rep gets a meeting. By the time the vendor shows up, the buyer already has a shortlist and a point of view, and the rep is walking into a conversation that is half over. The top of the funnel moved out of the vendor's control entirely. This is why answer engine presence now matters as much as a sales team, and most vendors have not absorbed it yet. If an AI engine does not name your product when an executive asks about your category, you are not on the shortlist, you are never in the running, and you never find out why. You just notice the pipeline got quiet. Being absent from the answer is the new version of being absent from the search results, except it is harder to measure and easier to ignore until it hurts. Second, the trusted source shifted from the vendor and the analyst to the peer. Executives believe other executives in the same seat far more than they believe a salesperson or a paid report. When a CISO is choosing a security tool, what actually moves the decision is which tools 3 other CISOs they trust are running, and what broke for them. That conversation happens in a small room or a private thread, not in a webinar. And AI engines increasingly summarize the public version of exactly that conversation, pulling from forums and communities where practitioners talk honestly. Third, AI shortened the evaluation itself. Buyers now use AI to read the contract and flag the unusual clauses, to compare pricing across vendors, and to stress test the claims in the sales deck. The information asymmetry that sales teams quietly relied on for decades, knowing more than the buyer about their own product and category, is closing fast. The buyer can check you in real time. So, what does this mean for anyone selling into the enterprise? The old motion, control the information, control the relationship, control the timeline, is breaking down. The new motion has 3 parts. Be findable when the buyer researches on their own, which means showing up in the answer engines for your category. Be trusted by the peers your buyer trusts, which means being present and honest in the rooms and communities where executives actually talk. And be honest in your own materials because the buyer will fact-check you and a cart exaggeration ends the deal. For buyers, all of this means more leverage and a lot less patience for a pitch. They have already done the research, they know roughly what the thing costs, and they have heard what their peers think. They do not want the demo and the discovery call, they want the senior conversation about whether this actually solves their specific problem. The vendors adapting to this are investing in being present where executives actually look, in the answer engines, in the trusted peer rooms, and in honest content that holds up to scrutiny. The ones still running the 2019 playbook of gated content and aggressive outreach are the ones wondering why their pipeline went quiet and blaming the market.